So, welcome to Sylvia Shares here today. I am very honored to have an amazing guest, Brett Slansky, who has an amazing journey that he has done. And I just wanted him to inspire my viewers today because he is doing an amazing job in the online world, in the entrepreneurship journey, and who has been doing so well and yet comes from so far away. Just to say that we should not give up, that we should keep fighting because everybody can be able to make it. So, Brett, welcome today and tell my viewers, please, who you are, where you are from, and then we can begin this journey together.
Hello, Sylvia. Thank you for the invitation
Pleasure.
and for a really nice introduction. I really loved it. I'm flattered, actually. I feel so cool.
You are inspiring many people, so it's an honor to have you on board.
Oh, thank you very much. And thank you all who are watching this live. It's kind of really cool. I am actually doing this for the first time, never done Instagram live. So bear with me. I hope that you will get some value from it. And we can basically start.
Yes.
Basically, my name is Brett Slansky. I was born in Czech Republic, but since I was 15, I wanted to live somewhere else in some English-speaking country. So I chosen to go to United States, where I started to learn about entrepreneurship. And actually, the funny story was that when I first came to United States, a friend of mine from Slovakia, who was martial arts instructor like I am, he gave me this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki. I said, if you want
the best book.
Yes, he said, Brett, if you want to learn English and if you want to learn about business, just read this book and you will be good. So I remember I basically had, I bought like vocabulary, like dictionary, right? And I read each sentence and I was like, what is this word? Oh, I was learning as I was going through the book. So it was kind of cool. But, you know, through the life, you get so many challenges.
Very true, very true.
You know, I lost job when I first get to United States a couple of times, you know, after September 11 happened, you know, I almost lived on the street.
Had you just arrived that year? Or which year did you arrive in the United States?
Yes, I actually arrived to United States in May 2001. And then basically September that happened. And it was kind of like, so I was there for like a couple of months. But no friends, really, nobody, no family, right?
Yeah.
So it was a difficult time for me. And I actually bought, before September 11, I bought camera so I can take pictures and send to my family to see how New York looks like.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I lost my job and had no money left at all. So I was broke, completely broke. And I remember going always on the street, looking for little pennies so I can have $1.36 and go buy bread. And that's what I was eating.
Yeah. Wow. And this is good that you are actually trying to just show how, because at the beginning, every foreigner believes that the Western world, it's the perfect world, but nobody ever understands the beginning journey on how difficult it can be. And so when we say America is the land of dreams, and America is the land of like everything, all opportunities and everything, but the difficult part of the journey at the beginning is what people do not know. So describe to us then, how were you managing the housing? How were you managing to get even just this $1 to be able to eat something?
Well, like I said, I was outside and there was a store, like grocery store, like C-Town in New York City. It's very popular, it's everywhere. And I know that people just throw away like the change. So I was looking, I was picking the change. And then I basically, every time I get $1.36, I went inside the store and I bought sliced bread in some kind of like bag, right? So I ate like one slice a day. And then I drank a lot of water if I got hungry. So I was almost like doing like water fasting, if I would say, for a couple of days.
And you see, they say that when you're fasting, your mind capacity is
it's
much
really
larger.
Difficult for me.
So how are you managing to use that strength to be able to now find how to get out of the streets and manage to finally even get a job to get you back even to Czech Republic, or I don't know, be able to travel, become who you have become, because nobody can believe that from the streets that you can be where you are today. So give us a little bit of story, the journey on how your journey has been to almost get to where you are.
So basically, when I was having this situation, I was like, how I'm gonna pay rent, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do so many things, and I did not come to the land of opportunity to be like homeless, right? So I basically was mad. You know, I never actually was like religious guy before that, not at all. But when this happened, I remember like being in a room, and like first I was like crying, right? And then I was like, I was mad at the universe actually. I was like, man, why this is happening to me? Like, you want me to show you that I can deserve it, or I'm worthy of it. So what should I do? Should I just fight you, universe, right? Should I just be like, I show you that I'm tough guy, and this is just like a challenge that you want to do for me? So I was like having all these thoughts, and I was like really mad, almost like punching the bed, you know. I was like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna show you now. So I get up. Actually, after like these 4 or 5 days, I get up and I went outside, and I was going around my block, and then there was I see a sign, help wanted, in a like Italian restaurant.
Yes.
So I went in, and there was this girl behind the bar. I said, hey, you know what? I would like to work actually here. So she said, you know what? Give me your number, and when boss would come, I will ask him and he will call you. But by the time I went home, it was like 2 minutes walk. I already get called.
Oh, wow.
And I get message.
Yes.
I get message saying, hey, Brett, you can come back and your boss wants to see you. So I went there, and he asked me, hey, so how long you want to work? I said, hey, you know what? I can start in the morning. I can finish at night. If I get something to eat, like for the breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, I will be here. So that's what happened. Actually, I was doing double shifts all the time.
And were you making did you have housing at that point in time before you got this job, or were you staying in the streets?
Well, actually, I almost went to the street, but I asked the guy who I rent for.
Yes.
I said, hey, you know, I have a hard time right now with the money, but I will be able to find job and go and pay you back. So basically,
that's good.
I said, next month I will pay you for the previous month plus the current month, because right now I can't afford it. And he was really good guy. So he said, okay, Brett, I trust you. So whatever you do, just do it. But you know what? My heart was pounding, because I never, like, I was like, man, if I would be in Florida, I would mind to be on the street. But in New York, you know, I was kind of scared. So that actually make me to actually go out and search for the job instead of whining.
Yeah.
And it happened, right? And
because most people,
I didn't have
most people always almost like want to complain and rest in their position and think, oh, the world is unfair and everything, and then they don't keep fighting. So what was pushing you? What was it that is it the anger that you don't want, that misery that was keep pushing you? Because sometimes you're so determined at something, so that's what is pushing you ahead. What was giving you the determination to keep up? What was keeping you going?
Actually, it was a couple of things. First thing was the anger, like you said. But the second thing was that what would I tell to my parents in that time? I was 20 years old. What do I tell them? That because they all told me, hey, when you go to the United States, you have nobody to help you there, right? You don't speak the language and stuff like that. So I was like, I can handle it. But when actually this happened, I was like, damn, I cannot go and call my family, because they would be like, no, we will buy a ticket and you will go back home. And I didn't want that. So I actually didn't tell them. I was like, everything is fantastic. When they call us, everything's fantastic. But because it was this feeling of being a failure that was like, man, I am not failure, basically.
Yeah, I relate completely because, I came to France also when I was just 19 and a half. And you've been given money for a ticket, money for school, and that was it. And it was a thousand euros, and so your money is almost finished because you paid school, you're being demanded for rent and everything, and now you start looking and you're being told like, oh, if you don't pay rent within this month, you'll have to get out or find another way because you have no other way for food or something. So I completely relate to what you're saying, and you keep telling yourself like, no, I have this freedom now, I have this opportunity, I cannot let them down, I cannot back out and say I'm going to give up and everything. So I related completely there with you.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, so keep
I think
going,
that everyone,
mm-hmm.
I think that everyone who ever achieved anything, they have to have this feeling. Yes. Otherwise, they will not be able to be happy when they achieve success, I think.
Very true.
I think that when you, I think that this, what I believe, that the universe put me down just because he said, hey, do you really deserve it? And then what if you're gonna become famous, right? Successful? Are you going to become a bad person, or are you going to remember how you were before and just appreciate that you have what you have right now?
Yeah, there's Rhonda says, awesome, Brett, you're an inspiration. You see, you're inspiring
yes,
very
Rhonda,
many
thank
people.
you very much.
Well,
if I can really inspire just one person on this call, that is going to be my day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Success. So continue telling us how now, from the moment you had a lucky star on your head to be able to have this landlord accepting to keep you for those 2 months and everything. When you began working, were you giving too much of yourself just to be able to keep the job? And had you asked for many other jobs before getting this one?
Actually, no, because before I had some friend who gave me the book. Actually, he had some cousin who found a job for me before, but then I lost it because there was construction job, and when the September 11 happened, they had to move and did something else. They did something else, and I basically had no job. And they actually didn't pay me even for the month that I worked previously. Goodness. So that's why I got into the mess.
Yeah.
But when I was in this restaurant, I had breakfast, I had lunch.
Yeah.
Plus, I get they paid me like $50 a day to be there for the whole day as a helping busboy, basically.
Yeah.
But because I was there in the morning, I get this like percentage of a tips from the waiters, and also at night I get percentage of the tips of the waiters. And at night there was this Irish barman who really liked me. I really like him. He was really cool Irish dude, and we really click. And he said, Brad, hey, you don't have to go home at 10 o'clock. If you want to be in the bar, you can help me out, and I give you also money for helping me. So I said, okay. Yeah, cool. So I stayed till like, I don't know, 3-4 o'clock in the morning as well with him. And I help him basically to clean boxes or to bring ice to ice box, and basically that the bar will be cool and he can serve people. So that's what I was doing. And in the day, actually, I make like close to $200. So my rent was like $800 a month. So
within 5 days, you had already paid it.
Yeah, but I had to pay 2 rents because I owed. So I did this for a really long time. And then I was really disappointed a little bit that they hired a new guy, and we basically supposed to already share the split. But it actually lasted for 2 weeks, and then he had to go back to Mexico. So the owner asked me, hey, are you okay to keep all this shift again, or do you want me to ask someone else? I said, no, I keep it. So I did it for like 2-3 months like that.
Yeah, that's good. And so how long did you stay there, for example? Was it, did you get, because most times also we have a certain number of people who will stay in that comfort zone and tell themselves like, oh, it's a lot of money, I'm not getting out of here. And they get contented with what they have. But at what point did you tell yourself like, now it's time to move? I deserve better. I can do better. And so how long did you stay there, or did you decide to keep it?
Well, it's a very funny story. Maybe I really should write the book, because what happened, Remember, I told you there was this bartender, right? There was a girl bartender when she told me, hey, give me the number, we will call you when the boss comes.
Yes.
So I was 20, she was 28, and we kind of click, right? So we kind of become boyfriend and girlfriend that time.
Oh.
And when the boss, the main boss, found out, he basically fired us all. Yeah, he fired us. So I was like, again, the universe is crazy, but it was after 3 months. So I already have some money and I paid everything what I owed before. Was good. But now we are both without a job.
Any job.
So, but I learned a lesson because she kind of make a couple of calls every Friday. And she was like, hey, I need a job for working behind the bar. And she called these Irish clubs in Manhattan. And then they were like, okay, come today. Wow. And I was there with her, basically to see what kind of bar is it and stuff. And she was working. And in the one evening, she made like $1,000 for the rent. I was like, what? So then we basically were living like a little bit, we had a little crazy life that we were like living 5 days, doing nothing and just enjoying whatever we were doing. And then on Saturday, she went to work and she made $1,000. We paid for the rent and that was it. So I was like, wow, I kind of saw that you can make money fast.
Yes.
But my problem was you always have to be there.
Yeah.
And that's how I started like searching online that time in 2021, actually.
Yeah.
About how you can make money without
being
physically doing the work or being there income all the time. Yes. So I like the idea of, for example, writing in articles. I make review websites for Amazon affiliate products. So that time was pretty easy to rank. So I had like 10 of them. And I had for heated dog beds, that I had for laptop computers. I had for headphones, for juicing machines and all this stuff. I had these websites. Basically, what I did is writing articles and then doing SEO to it. They rank and I make commission with somebody on Amazon. But
and at the beginning, it must have been working out very well, but you didn't get inspired yourself to have your own products at that point in time? Or it wasn't, you were enjoying the reviewing part only?
I actually was always reading from people who were successful in that time and they started all this digital marketing thing, saying that in order for you to be really successful, even for example, like as affiliate, it's good to have your own product. And I never believed it. I was like, no, for me, nobody knows me. I'm a guy from Czech Republic. Why would I make a product and then sell it? And then people will be like, why should we, or who is this guy, right? So I was like, I wanted to be like basically in the backstage of whatever website that I was doing. Nobody actually knew I was making these websites because my name, I used pen name or just like name of the blog. So it was kind of silly. But suddenly it's maybe like 2 months ago when I realized that I really need to create my own product, because I think because I teach martial arts and I think that I'm a really great coach. And there's like really a lot of products out there that are really good, but I have my own story and I will connect with people that maybe they will not like the other person who already created the product.
True.
But they might like me. So now I'm like, if I would be just affiliate, I would send people who trust me to someone else. Right. Okay. And maybe they will not click with that person. So that's why now I'm actually starting. Yesterday I made my plan and I'm now starting to creating my first digital product that I think that will help a lot of people basically to overcome what I did without actually having these problems that I have, because
self-sabotage, right?
Yes. And I think that, look, when I did martial arts, I studied for 15 years, and only when I went to Hong Kong and I see the real deal, right? I start like relearning it.
Yeah.
And then my students who comes now, whatever I learned in 25 years, I can teach them in 3.
Good.
So I can save them like what 17, 20 years of life because they don't have to do what I did. And now I have the same thing. I have the same feeling for this. When I do my product, my first product, I will try to make it as easy as possible without any fluff. And I want to be just really straight to the point and say to people, guys, like, don't do what I did. Don't try a million other things. Just do one thing.
Yes.
And when it starts making money, then you can do whatever. Yeah. So this is what I want to do.
But is your product going to be touching the martial arts department area, or what is
it's going to be business?
It's going to be just general business, online business.
It's going to be actually because I think that the faster way that anybody can make money online is through YouTube and affiliate marketing together. I don't care about YouTube monetization.
Yeah.
In this program is I take it as a bonus.
Yes.
But I want to merge those two things and explain to people how I do it.
Okay. But now to get back to just the inspiration of how now you're living this fun life in the United States, and sorry to get you back into from that process, but to just give a preview growth, or to somebody who may be listening to you, they're almost giving up and they're almost telling themselves like, I can't do this anymore. I'm feeling tired, because as much as it's fun, you're partying all the time and maybe just getting money to pay the rent. But then now it's the rent becoming, you're like almost like a slave to the rent, because you want to take yourself now, you have your own apartment in Czech Republic, you have grown so much and evolved in a very different way. So I would like this person who probably is somewhere almost giving up and telling themselves like, I want to know what Brett did from that point in the United States after the reviewing and everything. Is it the reviewing that got you to the higher level, or what made you leave the United States? I mean, just that small part of the journey of the making of the new Brett now could be also what somebody is waiting and asking, like, how did he get there? And then how can they join you into your online venture to also just get that freedom? Because you and I have that same aspiration to literally get people into the time and financial freedom that we have gotten so far. And so I want people to learn how you manage now to get from the States. What made you think like, okay, I've had enough of this life. I need to get better even more. So get us to that point, and so that somebody can actually learn much more from there.
Yeah, so basically when I started doing my review sites and they were ranking, I kind of was like, wow, this kind of working, right? Yeah. But Google made an update, and my sites just, they were nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found.
The hiccups so I lost entrepreneurship, the hiccups and the hurdles.
So I lost everything.
Wow.
Everything. And then I had money saved, so I was like living again like crazy. And then this girlfriend told me that I'm too nice for her, and basically we broke up. She went to Las Vegas, and I stayed in New York City. And then I had no idea what to do again. So I was looking. I knew before I was working in the restaurant, so now I had to go back.
Yeah.
So I was starting on the 2nd Avenue and 86th Street in New York City. There was this German restaurant that I went, and I started working there. And it was, again, really great way to talk to people, meet people, but it was so busy that I completely forgot about my online thing.
Oh my.
I did not have the time. So I understand when people tell me that they go somewhere, they do something, and then, you know, they come home after hard work, and how to make this work, right?
Yes.
So basically I took this was in 2000. When this happened was 2005. So I took long time, like 4 years off from being online, but I was miserable. I was always working. I pretended everything's fine, right? But then in 2009, I said, enough. And I went back to Czech Republic because I was like, I need break. I need to have reset. I did reset. And after I came back, I started working again in the restaurant, but in Czech Republic.
Okay.
And in Czech Republic, it's good that in the restaurant, you work only basically in total in month, 15 days in a month, because you do two.
Why?
Yeah, because you, as a waiter, I used to work every week it was 2 days work, 3 days off, 2 days work, 3 days off. And at the end, it's like basically that you have 15 days only work. But you get paid like for full time for if somebody works 40 hours.
That's amazing.
So in the hours that I was off, I actually built my own website because I knew SEO for martial arts classes, and I was selling myself to be a martial arts coach for private classes.
And
so
how long had you practiced yourself to be a martial art before becoming a teacher? How long did it take you?
All right, so I started martial arts when I was 6. When I was 15, I already have classes before I went to United States in Czech Republic.
Great.
But then I could not make it in the United States because again, I was working and then doing so many things. And I just didn't have time to teach martial arts there. So but I practiced myself with people who came to do seminars. So I went and practiced. And then when I came to Czech Republic, I make this site. So in that time, I already practiced martial arts for 20 years.
Would you say it's part of what gave you the self-control? Because martial arts, it's a lot also on control of anger, control of strength, control of how you make every move. I'm not a specialist at all, but I have seen in movies a lot, they teach you the control of your power. Could you say it's part of what gave you strength to go through all the problems and the hardships in the United States, partly?
Yes, I completely I know for sure it is because of the martial arts I teach and practice, just because we have a lot of fighting principles that you can apply to life. Like, for example, first fighting principle is if the way is clear, go forward. That means I see a goal, I just go for it. I don't think about what if this happened. No, I just go for it.
That's
Second
amazing.
principle is if the way is not clear, stay stuck with it. That means if I see that there is obstacle and I cannot go through, I stay stuck. Third principle is yes, the third principle is basically the analyzing. See what's the situation. And if there is too much pressure on you that you cannot make it, maybe the universe is telling you there is another way. Right. So then I will search for another way. And then again, when I search for another way and find it, the way is clear, go forward. It's back to the first principle, and I do repeat always the same thing. So I think that really helped me to see basically my situation is if something is not working right for me, I stay with it. I don't give up right away. I stay with it for a little bit. I see if I can do. But if I honestly say to myself, Brad, you are giving everything to it, but it's not working out. Maybe this is not the way. Maybe see if there's another door. Yes. And then I will open another door. And this is how I live actually my life.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And so I'm sure your students must be very proud because you're teaching them this how to keep the stamina and the strength, the determination, and not giving up. And with the 3 principles of analyzing and focusing and knowing when to go ahead and when not to go ahead, I mean, they must be benefiting a lot from you. So is the new online business that you are again creating, because you have many other businesses, is it going to comprise of a combination where you're going to teach them different ways to earn, or it's just going to be this one direction? But I mean, would you not include the martial arts in it, so that they are strong,
Yes, that's what
globally.
Okay, when I'm gonna do the business, I will be only doing business, but I use the skills I learned from martial arts in it. But I also have second, which is gonna be for women only, because the martial arts that I teach was created in China by women. So my idea is I will call it knockout women or knockout ladies, something like this. And what I want to teach, it's gonna be maybe online via Zoom. Yeah. Where I will have maybe every week a Zoom call with the women that they want to practice this. I will teach them the first form that is only standing and breathing and focusing only inside on inner self, because in Chinese, they have this saying, I hope I will not cry, because this is very important saying for me. And it is, when you break egg by external force, it is death. But when the egg breaks from internal force, it's life. So I want to teach mostly women, because the martial was developed by women. So I want to try it on women first. I want to teach them through the form and through the inner feelings to grow from inside out.
Okay, and are you going to develop this with your partner so that many women can relate, or are you going to be doing it alone? Because if the women need to relate much more, then I think your partner being in line with you is going to sell even much better, no?
Yeah, I think that I will include her, because she actually was she is my actually best student from my classes I have, because she and that's why we do business together, and we have this as a way to,
Yes.
like people do yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi, we do this to basically not think about business. So it's kind of a relaxation for us to do it. So we will definitely do it together, but I will be the main coach. And
that's good.
I think that if I will do it right, I think that the women will relate to me as well.
Of course, without a doubt, I'm definitely sure about that.
Because I know it from my classes, from my physical classes, where women comes, they really like, or actually she can be good testimonial, because she didn't want to come to a class where there is like full of macho guys beating everybody there.
Yes.
But it's more here. So I teach more self-development through martial arts than the actual fighting.
Great. I hope that one day when you're going to create a huge conference where, all the students are all meeting up and being able to celebrate that they have achieved it all, that, I can get to be the one filming and interviewing, your success also at that point in time. Huh?
Actually, that is my dream. My dream, if I really pull this off,
yes,
and then I will have, let's say, I will impact women all over the world through the online teachings.
Yes.
Then what I wanted to do, either each year in whatever each country or continent, I will go to do, let's say, a week of boot camp. So everybody can come. So I would like to do this, and then later on, I would like to actually invest in property in Vietnam and build small temple-like.
Beautiful.
Where people can sleep, where people can cook vegetarian good food and stuff.
Yeah.
And they can practice with me. And again, they can go there for a week, for a month, for half a year, sleep there, and we can grow together. This is my ultimate dream, actually.
Okay, great. So perhaps I'm going to invite you, because my dream is to have an orphanage of like 1,000 children, and inviting guests from different parts of the world to just inspire them and maybe even teach them. So having you and your students perhaps as a guest is you will be part of the panel guests that will be invited at that point in time when everything is in place too.
Because yeah, because I think that it is very important, to give back. And also when I will be in Vietnam having this stuff, I want to build also orphanage for small children that live on the street. They call them highway babies in Vietnam. Yeah. And I also would like to give them education and food. And that's why the first thing I have to basically create my own product so I can make the money and help them. So this is why I am doing it.
Great. So I hope the book will be underway, the product underway, and Amazon product. Have you
started? Step by step.
Have you made your product on Amazon too? Where maybe viewers can be able to get you and support your products in a way?
I am thinking about creating a book also on Amazon, but right now my priority is to do everything on my own server, my own sales page, my own product download page and stuff like that. And when this is gonna be live, then I will publish. I'm already having like list of 10 ideas, 10 titles of books that I want to publish on Amazon is not going to be only about business, but also self-development.
That's good.
And
That's
there,
good.
and there I will talk about my journey through the connection with the universe, connection through the martial arts, and how it actually helped me to be who I am right now.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We are looking forward to that. So trust me, I will be one of the buyers right away after.
Sure, I will send you link when it's done.
Great. So one question that I like to ask, how do you maintain yourself health-wise? Because I say when you are making a lot of money and if you cannot stay healthy, then it's pointless making all the money in the world if you find yourself in hospital and you're not okay. So what do you do to keep healthy, to keep sane? What are the practices that you put in place for some of the viewers who are still watching and telling themselves like, I would like to have such a discipline, have the success that Brett has attained? So what discipline do you put in place?
I actually have a lot of things that I'm doing, but the first thing in the morning I do is meditation.
How long?
And I do also for 20 minutes. And then I also do 20 minutes, it's minimum 20 minutes before I go to sleep. So I do it twice. Before I go to sleep, I just need to feel refreshed completely, that when I have nothing in my mind that will bother me in my sleep.
Yeah.
When I wake up, I do meditations, and I usually do open space meditations in both days. That's actually trying to raise my vibration based on the different frequencies.
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza, he's very good with this, so I really do it according to him. And then what I do is I do yoga for 20 minutes.
Great.
For stretching.
Great.
After that, in the morning, I go to take cold shower, and
Cold?
I take cold shower, yes, for 5 minutes, and I just am under the cold shower, and I just basically breathe.
Uh-huh.
And I really try to see that I'm a powerful, actually, right?
Wow. Let me just tell you one funny thing about the cold showers in Kenya. When some of the high schools at 5 a.m. it's cold showers. And we took it like it's torment of the highest order, but only it is one of the things that maintained our sanity in a way. And,
Yeah,
it keeps
it is
you
good.
very alert and you're focused. But I cannot lie, I don't miss it. So I did it for a few years, it's enough. But I'm amazed to hear that you practice that every single day.
Yeah, in the morning after my yoga, and at night before I go to sleep, before my meditation.
Oh, really? Wow.
I do
that's
cold
amazing.
showers.
That's amazing.
Kind of, maybe. Yeah. And during the day, I have different type of exercises. I like, sometimes I do only standing Qigong, where I stand. I basically something like that. You hold almost like you would hug a tree, and you just stand for 20 minutes and breathe, and be like basically like a tree.
On your 2 feet or on 1 foot?
2 feet. Like okay. You stand like normally, yeah, and then you breathe for 20 minutes, and that's it. Then I work again, and after I take break. I think that my phone off. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
My phone, they didn't make any notification. They just turned off my phone, and I have no charger.
Sorry to my viewers who are still listening. And if you would like to hear more about the story, just do join us onto the YouTube side to continue hearing the story on the journey and how he maintains his stamina and strength to keep going as a business person and the success that he has achieved. So do find us, the recording, it's going to be on the YouTube. So you can find my YouTube channel on the bio profile. And you can also join Brett. I'm going to tag him. Do follow his page, check out his page. And if you would like to learn some martial arts, learn online businesses, and just grow your financial portfolio to a better level, to stop getting frustrated into employment, don't hesitate to check out what he's doing and what he's creating. But otherwise, just keep listening through. I hope you can hear. Let me know in the comments if you can hear us clearly. And so we go on the Zoom side. Sorry about that.
Yes, guys, sorry about this. My iPhone, I guess technology is always like,
it's part of the hiccups.
Yes.
So you were telling us about the exercise that you do standing for 20 minutes, like you're hugging a tree. Do you have to hold your hands in a special way?
Yeah, basically your hands are almost like in this angle, like almost like you would have yoga ball.
Great.
Right? And you don't connect, you just have it like in front of you. And then you basically stand in a stance where you like a little bit dip, not squat, but you just imagine that you would be standing tall and then just drop a little bit in your knees.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have to explain it more, but this is what I do for 20 minutes. And basically in this case, you focus on your breathing, and you do that breathing really gets to slow down, where I can do breathe in for 15 seconds. I can hold it for 15 seconds and breathe out for 15 seconds. So it's almost a minute long cycle.
Okay.
So this is to completely slow down my heart, my breath, my everything, and be completely without basically thinking about anything but my breathing. So this really clears me and my mind to feel really good afterwards. It's almost like I would be sleeping 8 hours.
This is after the 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of yoga, and then this standing technique. What do you call this standing technique?
Okay, when I do my yoga, then I do the shower, and then I work. Right, and after I feel tired, like after 2 hours of work, I do this 20 minutes standing, and then I go back to work, something. Or I go outside. Sometimes I go outside. After this, I go outside. I just, if it's sun, I go outside and I'll just be standing or sitting on the sun. And then I go back to work for, let's say, another 2 hours. Because I do online, I work here. So I sit a lot. So when I do these exercises, it's more standing, right? But I do take a break every 2 hours. I work. And it's like I do the standing meditation, then I do, for example, a little bit Tai Chi in another break, right? And then I go back to work. So this is what I do.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow, you have a very strict schedules and how you manage everything to stay really focused and all that. And does what you really eat matter a lot to you too?
Yes, it does, but I'm not strict about really any type of diet. What I do is, and not always, but I like to do intermittent fasting. And that means I like to have maybe food where I don't eat 16 hours in the day, and then 8 hours in the day I eat. Right?
I have been practicing this for a month and a half now to try and control my weight.
It's good. I mean, it actually also do good stuff for your hormones and everything. Yeah. So I like it.
Yeah.
So, but in those 8 hours that I eat, I like mostly it would be like vegetarian, but sometimes I put also meat, right? I don't if it's good, if it's already like, if it's fresh made, and I basically eat also meat. But my first meal is usually like something with oatmeals. Like today, my fiance made me oatmeal pancakes with fruits and stuff. So so I like that, right?
That's good.
But yeah, it's not like that. And you know what? To be honest, like when I have good time at night, I like to have wine once a month, and maybe if I
only once a month.
Yeah, and if I want to go maybe just to watch something, I watch Netflix.
Okay.
And then if I do, I have chips, right?
Nice.
But
Yeah, so you're not you're very flexible, normal person,
yes,
no?
because I believe
Yeah.
that before, for example, I tried to be only a vegetarian for a couple of months, and if I would have something what's not, I would feel sick. But like this, if I eat really well, but sometimes I have the chicken wings, or sometimes I have beer or wine or the chips, then my body kind of like in those small doses, I never feel sick anymore. So it's kind of like I like to keep my body in balance in a whole.
You're the one in control and not the body demanding.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Okay, so you are a very well-rounded entrepreneur, which is quite amazing. And I know you have traveled so much. How many countries have you been to?
How many countries? Probably, let me see. I only travel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 countries.
Okay.
Maybe 9. But the most I really enjoy is always in Asia. I have no idea how. I always feel there like home. So I go there mostly I go there.
Well, and that's the reason why you also want to finish your project there.
Yes, exactly. Because I feel when I'm gonna be like 6 years old, for example, I can even retire there and have peaceful life, I think.
That's good. That's good. You have a purpose, you have a destination that you would like to be, and which is quite amazing. And as I tell entrepreneurs, as much as we are working hard, discovering the world should be part of the fun, part of the process, in order to have a reason as to why we are working so hard and being able. So personally, I do love traveling so much. It enables you to discover people, different things that are happening in the world, and you also get ideas for business and for growth and everything, which is very good. And very well, Friday, I talk about love and relationship. I feel like you're in a stable and healthy relationship, but having such a busy schedule, do you feel you create good time also for your relationship so that you can keep it healthy?
I think that this is the best part of having your partner do business with you, because we actually are together all the time, even if we're working, even if, for example, right now, because I have the call, she went to work downstairs to the warehouse, but normally she can be here on a different table. And even if I do something like writing blog posts or trying to prepare a video, she's working here, and only just looking at her or she looking at me is enough for us to be like,
oh, just a moment. There's Emperor's hello, how are you? He says nice topic and discussion. He's loving it. So you see, we have already inspired another person.
Awesome.
We have done our day. It's a successful day.
That's fantastic.
Thank you so much for that feedback, and don't hesitate to ask any questions. If you would like me to forward any question to Brett, it will be a pleasure. Just let me know what you'd like him to maybe talk about. But I truly understand. And I had a restaurant with my husband, and we have always like sort of worked together. We actually even worked together, and I didn't get fired. I decided to go when they found out, because the employment politics does not allow couples in the company. So I chose to go away, and that saved the relationship. So he continued to work and everything. But for the relationship, and especially for us who are in the digital world and how we get consumed into what we are doing, our partner may be next to us, but there's that creating time for no phone, no technology, no nothing in the way, that you are capable of concentrating together, the two of you. That is what I'm talking about. Do you feel you find a way to make it strict in such a way that you can be able to create time just for one another, go for a walk together without having to talk about work, for example?
Yeah, that is the beauty of having digital business, because we can actually decide. If I decide right now we go for a walk for 2 hours, we go. And we bought little puppy. So we always take the puppy with us, and we go around the neighborhood to the forest. We spent times like hours in forest yesterday. And, when I realized this, when I was working, let's say in New York, in those restaurants, I was always have be so busy that I could not even go, let's say in 1 o'clock outside just because I had to work, right?
Yeah.
So, and for example, our first year of business in 2018, we were able to say after like 10 months, hey, we're gonna go to Asia, we're gonna go to China, Taiwan, Hong Kong for 3 months.
Nice.
And we like China, for example, because our Facebook and all this YouTube did not work there. So we were completely without social media, and we just enjoyed the parks, how clean everything was, and really beautiful. We enjoyed the food. We went to different restaurants, trying different Chinese food in different cities.
Yes.
Sightseeing, and it was awesome. It's always really great to have this ability. And I think that if I would be working, I actually didn't work for someone else since 2013. That was my last day when I worked for someone else.
And this is the success that I admire a lot more in you, because I only started off 2020, last year, January. And this freedom feels so good, but then you wonder, like, how come many are still remaining very skeptical to it? So what would be your advice, for example, to the many people who are, deciding to continue just working in jobs they don't like, working in jobs that maybe are not giving them a promotion, or just working to pay bills and leave, like, the little they save is the little they're going to enjoy themselves with, and life just goes on in a almost sad way, but never to have such a liberty to decide and say, like, hey, let's go away for the 3 months, just like the way you did. I mean, what would be your advice to such people who are still very skeptical?
I think that the answer should be something like what I really like when my now master, like Sri Akarshana, says.
Yes.
He says, having a great life, basically, if you want to have great life, but because you have good life, it's stopping you achieving your goals to have the great life. So when I think about it, it's like, because people, even though they hate jobs, right? Let's say if it's job, they don't like it, but they do it just because it is good. It's good enough for them just to stay there, have the security to get some type of payment, even though it is not, let's say, much, or if it just get them by, but they have no reason to go and having better life.
True.
So once it changes in the mind, and then they can have good life, or they can have better life, but it has to happen. They have to go out from the comfort zone, and that is what most people are not willing to do because it feels scary at first.
True.
But it happened to me because I had no other choice. So I could not think about, I was scared. I was, and I still am sometimes, because of this. For example, we had listen to this, we had one e-commerce store when we started in 2018, but because of the COVID, we lost that because people were not going to the parties anymore, and we did not sell party goods what we were selling before. So now
products,
it was like we were selling like party goods, like Halloween costumes and stuff like that, right? But people were
continue listening. Ask us any questions if you would like Brett to answer any question.
Yeah, but people were staying at home and they didn't buy it, so we had to have some backup. So luckily, and this is why travel is good, because when we were traveling in Hong Kong, Taiwan, we get an idea for the business, and we made it, and now we have successful candle business. So that happened, that when people stayed home, we were actually selling these products.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you were able to stand strong, because many people have lost their jobs and everything, and a lot of stress, and even businesses closing down, but the online world is still standing strong.
Yeah, but you see, even the online world, the first online business was very successful in the beginning, but when COVID hit, it actually didn't make any sale a day.
Oh, really?
But because people were not going for the parties, but we had to prepare before. So we did the Kindle business. That means that we already had something in place. And most people, they only focus on one thing.
True.
And then when, like, for example, let's say job only, but when the job is going to be taken away, they have nothing.
Exactly. Somebody gets destroyed. And you see, this is why I actually also started my YouTube channel to basically, encourage people to create multiple earning streams so that they can vary all the entries of money. And, Jim Rohn, my best mentor, keeps saying that for you to attain time and financial freedom, you have to have 8 to 10 earning streams. This way, you almost sort of have always like a backup plan.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Well. Yeah,
that is for sure. And so, even in the beginning, even if people start like 8 or 5 income streams and they maybe earn like $100 here, $200 there, it's still good. It's still better than zero.
Exactly.
But then it needs to be like that. You need to, in the beginning, you just need to put some time into it and some work. But then you can go for 3 months away like we did, and it's still okay.
Yeah. So would you say now that you have attained that freedom in such a way that I like to ask people to think, if everything went away, if everything got closed down, like we have no power, we have no internet, and we are brought back into living like the olden age time, would you be able to start over because now you have that mindset? Would you get yourself back to the level where you are in a much faster way, or would you feel like you're lost somehow? Because this is the only fear of the online digital world, where some skeptical people always continue saying like, oh, one day all this is going to blow up, one day all this is going to blow out, like just the way people say it about the cryptocurrency, investments and everything, always thinking it's a bubble that will burst one day. So if anything happened to all the businesses, have you ever asked yourself, if God decided, or the universe decided to take away everything, would you stand strong and be capable of starting over again?
This is the only thing I'm scared of in digital world, because if digital world will be taken away from me, then I would not be able to do online things anymore. And in my mind, I think if they would give me back internet, I could rebuild everything. But also saying that is why our 2 main e-commerce businesses are, let's say, having this party costume and the candles. It's all can be like, for example, candles we sell online, but we also go and sell offline in the regular stores. We already have like around 25 stores that sell our products.
That's beautiful.
So if my online business will go away, I will be more focusing on getting these type of things, right? Selling products normally in the store. So
and you're forgetting one thing, Brett. You have your martial arts. It's a talent that is inbuilt. Like you don't need anything around you to be able to survive. You can actually be able to teach people from whatever you are. So that's like your success already.
And this is why I actually, like, I spent a lot of money traveling to Hong Kong and even to America to learn what I know in the martial arts type of thing. So I know that the knowledge is inside me. So this is kind of what I really like, that if everything will be completely, even the products, then I know that I can go whenever country and I can meet people. I can meet people easily, actually. I think that I have, because I teach martial arts since I was 15, I can connect with different personalities, and with all of them, I can be really good. So I'm kind of like empathetic to other people. And if I find out somebody, they have no interest in martial arts, but they will talk to me, they will be having interest.
Exactly. So this should be part of the success that you are selling. I like to think, how are we impacting the world? And I think the greatest impact already that you are doing is also your information that you give on YouTube, helping people to learn ways of how they can understand just to do even anything. And for me, that's even a greater success, because it means you are impacting thousands, and soon it's going to be millions and everything, and which I would like to invite all my guests to make sure that you check out Brett Slansky's YouTube channel, which I'm going to also tag and put in the comments so that you can learn about it. But other than that, I really, really would like to thank you so much, Brett, for this amazing interview, that you have enabled many people to learn more about how you have gained and attained your success and how you're maintaining yourself, which has been of great value even to myself to apply some of the things. And I'm super, super grateful. I hope that my viewers have benefited also a lot. Don't hesitate to check out Brett Slansky's Instagram page and also his YouTube channel, which I'm going to write the title into the comments. That way you can check us out. And thank you for having listened to us and having been here. Would you have any last words that you would like to leave our viewers with, Brett?
I just would like to say to really thank you, Sylvia, for making this happening. And also I would like to thank everyone who is watching this, because I think that we all need sometimes hear something what we might know already, but when we hear it from outside of ourselves, then we are like more, oh, okay, maybe my idea was not that bad. So I just want to say to everyone, trust yourself, because sometimes universe will guide you and it will tell you exactly what it is, and you think it's in your head, but it is the sign that you need to basically take action on. And don't be scared of trying to do new things. Like in my martial arts, I say, if the way is clear, go forward.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to all the viewers. If you stayed with us until this far, I can only say a big thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and check both our channels. That way you can continue benefiting and growing even further, so that you can be able to inspire the world and be of purpose to many people out there, because this is what we are all more or less made to be in this world, to enjoy, to live, love, laugh, and learn, but to also share and make the world a better place. Thank you so much, Brett. How do you say thank you in your language? I like to just learn how to say thank you in many languages.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję, like in Polonese, we say dziękuję. So
yes,
dziękuję.
very similar, very similar.
Oh, great, fantastic. So dziękuję.
Není zač, you're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.